everyone, and welcome to another episode of Franklin and Douglas, where we talk about current events and give you bad advice. I'm Franklin, and with me, as always, is my buddy Douglas. Double D, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you this week?
I'm doing well, thank you. Nothing really exciting that's happened this week,
Hmm.
but yeah, how was your week?
Well, this did not happen to me personally, but this did happen near me where I'm living, and
Oh,
it kind of fits
and
into
that
a current event. But
okay.
so your boy,
Yeah.
your favorite wrestler, Hulk Hogan, you
Mm,
may know him. He is the Republicans' darling wrestler. He was at the RNC, ripping off his shirt and everything. Well,
mm.
your boy, he is on a little bit of a tour promoting his personal beer brand called Real American Beer. And
Oh,
yeah, so he's been doing stops at different grocery stores.
please tell me you saw Hulk Hogan.
No, I steered clear from that. There was like you had to register, there was lines, and he would sign a case of beer for you. You
Oh,
could
okay.
buy hats and shirts like $30 each. And he did a stop at one of the local bars too.
Okay.
Apparently, um, a 50-year-old woman was beamed in the head with a beer can and had to get 9 stitches at one of
He
his events.
he threw it at her?
Well, this is where the conflicting stories are coming in. Some people in the crowd said that Hulk Hogan threw the beer can, while others are saying one of his like tour people was the one that threw the beer can like it was a baseball at her head.
Bing.
I mean,
Well, I hope she's okay, but my God, that's what happens when you go to those things. You can never
mm, they
expect anything.
they just get rowdy, those WWE stars.
Yes, they do. Oh yeah.
It was so I actually because I will probably never drink it. So I wanted to look at some reviews about the beer too, because I guess it's just like a light beer. Um, and on the different review sites, like no one had anything bad to say about the beer. They just said, it's a typical beer. But there was a review that did make me chuckle about his beer.
Okay.
So I don't know if you remember about Hulk Hogan's past, but in 2015, the WWE let him go because it was reported that he was videotaped using a racial slur.
I'm not surprised.
So this one person wrote on a beer review site, bought this beer at an 80s wrestling convention, tasted superb, but with one minor drawback. I began saying the hard R N word like I was at a Klan rally. But other than that, tastes as sweet as the hand on Miss Elizabeth. Would buy again.
Oh my God. Okay. It's never a dull moment.
No.
That's good stuff.
So that was,
Okay.
I mean, literally like 15 minutes from where I live. So
Oh, okay. All
yeah,
right. Yeah, you should have ran down there.
I'm good. I didn't want to get beamed in the head with a beer can.
What a beer can, huh? You act like that's never happened to you before, though.
I mean, true. That's true.
Uh,
At least they
yeah,
were empty at that point.
that's true. That's true. Um, so the Democratic National Convention just
Yeah.
finished up this week. I mean, it was very exciting. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Now, just so you know, I watched both because I wanted to make sure that, I had both opinions, both, information for me. But clearly the winner with the with the Democratic National Convention, they started off with an absolute bang. And great guest speakers and everything. So
Hmm.
I was thoroughly enjoyed the whole entire convention. But what were some of your favorite moments?
Well, like you said, there was a difference between the two. The RNC seemed a little bit more somber, whereas the DNC seemed a little more like a party. Sometimes, in my opinion, a little too cheesy of a party, but they did seem a little bit more energetic. One thing that comes to mind is when they were doing the roll call for the states. The
Mhm.
music that was playing for each states. Like I figured you would be pretty excited when they announced Minnesota. They played
Mm.
us a little Prince.
Yes. Yes, I was excited. I loved it. You know, anything that involves Prince, I love. So,
Mm.
yeah, that was great. I mean, then they had what? They had Little John.
Yes, Little
Um,
John running
I
down the
mean,
aisles.
it was like Coachella. Coachella for politics. But yeah, I mean, definitely I see where they were trying to go with getting the young folks and everybody involved to support the party and everything, but it definitely had a upbeat vibe to it, and it
Hmm.
wasn't all stuffy and whatnot. But
The one
yeah, I
thing they
mean,
did not have was Hulk Hogan, though.
thank God. But but the speeches were phenomenal. I mean,
Hmm.
obviously, Barack and Michelle
Oh,
came out and just killed it. Michelle finally was like, "We're not going high no more. We're going straight low with
right.
them. We're going low with them." She she really was amazing.
I
And
did
Barack,
like that. What
yeah.
she's one of the things that she said was hope is making a comeback. I thought that was a great one liner from her.
Yes, yes, it was. And also asking if anybody has told Donald the job he's running for might be a black job.
Right.
And then gave that smirk. Oh my God. No, it
She had
was really
also
good. Yeah.
mentioned too about I don't remember the exact context or what was following up, but about not demonizing our children for being who they are and loving who they love. That just touched me
Yes,
right there.
I know it would. Touched you right there. Yeah, no, it was very good. And I liked oh, Oprah Winfrey. She came out. I think that was like on day 3 or
Hmm.
so. Oprah was a surprise guest. Everyone kept saying Beyonce was coming. I knew Beyonce wasn't coming, but I mean, I was hoping. But
There were people on TikTok that were like upset. They were just like,
yeah,
who said Beyonce was going to be there? You know, kept
yeah,
going off, like, kept scrolling. It was like a couple different ones. I'm like, ooh, I don't know
yeah.
who started that rumor.
I know it was like going all over, social media that Beyonce was going to make an appearance, that and everything. And so I was just like, I don't know if she's going to do that, but I mean, obviously she let Kamala Harris use her
Hmm.
song for her campaign, which is awesome. So that right there tells you she supports her. So, but yeah, and then Tim and his family.
Hmm.
Oh my God! First of all, I was crying all week, but Tim and his family were just. I would love to see them in the White House. Just their whole family. It seems like they are truly a beautiful, beautiful family, and people were kind of making some really unpleasant comments about Gus, his son, who is just a beautiful soul, and you know people are so ignorant
Yeah.
and disrespectful to people, and regardless of what his possible disability is and whatnot. I don't see a disability because everybody has a disability of some sort, but he just seems so genuine, and the love that he showed for his father was amazing, and he was truly excited for him. And then you got your girl Ann Curry. Is that her
And
name?
Coulter.
Yeah, Coulter Curry, whatever her name is. But
It's
she
not Ann
she was,
Curry.
I don't know. I love, she better be happy I got her first name right. But she, posted something on X that, oh, this is weird or something like that.
Yes. Yeah.
And then finally when everybody started coming for her and eating her up, she tried to delete it. But you know how the internet is once it's out there, it's out there.
Yep.
And so, yeah, that's pretty crazy. She should feel like crap doing that. I think that young man was, very very genuine with his feelings.
Oh
And
yeah.
to show that was beautiful. I loved it. That family is wonderful. So um, yeah, it was an amazing week. What did you think about Kamala's speech?
So some of the takeaways I really liked from Kamala's speech is that she had focused on the middle class for pretty much the whole speech, and had also mentioned, working with both sides, making sure to like have that hand extended to Republicans, independents, and not just, make her speech seem focused on Democratic vision.
Right,
Like, we're not going to get anything done unless we try to work with both sides. That's just the way our system works.
right.
Um, she also, one of the things I really like too is that she had mentioned about when she would defend cases that she wouldn't say it in the name of the person. She'd say in the name of the
Kamala Harris.
people.
Yep, Kamala Harris for the people.
Right.
Yep.
She mentioned that she had only one client, and that client is the people. So I thought that was a nice little slogan that she threw in there too.
Yeah, that's
Um,
been her mainstay all the time.
yeah.
She is for the people.
She also had mentioned another slogan or wording, a new way forward. Um, it kind of seems like they're kind of lumping the Biden and Trump years together in some aspect, kind of like that was where we were at. But we're going to move forward now, which
Yeah,
I
I mean,
appreciate.
yeah, you gotta think about it. It's just been 4 short years that we, got out of Trump,
Mm-hmm.
and so now, we've got to move forward and get, now that Biden's, not running again, we need another 4, and now with, Kamala, I think that if she wins, she'll definitely be able to do a second term, and
Mm-hmm.
so we can hopefully put, that negativity to the past, but also, we cannot, rest. We just like she says, we have to fight. We have to continue to fight because we felt the same way about Hillary as well, and, you know, it you see how that turned out.
Yeah.
So, we've definitely got to make sure that we are fighting and getting out there and making sure that everyone's voice is heard. I hope that people who are not registered to vote go and vote. And regardless of who they vote for, everybody has their right to vote for who they want to vote for. But just get out there and make sure your voice is heard. But yeah, I think that for the short time that she's had, although I think that this has probably been something in the making for a while. They've probably been getting her ready for this. Even if Joe, dropped out or had continued to run, I think that they were, planning on her taking, as they say, the baton to the next level. So I
Yeah,
think
I
that she's
think
always
even if
been
he
ready.
did run another, like if he did run and win another 4 years, I'm sure she would have ran for president after his second term.
Right, right. And so, but yeah, I think the most important thing now is for everyone to get out there and vote, um, you know, for the best candidate. You can't tell people who to vote for, and respect everybody's decision to vote. Sometimes I'm a little disappointed when I see, you know, my favorite sports stars,
Mm.
going in another direction. But hey, that's their opinion. That's what uh, they want to do. As long as they win on the field for me, I'm fine. But but yeah, I think that we are in for a real fight for these next couple of months. So I was gonna say, is there anything that stood out to you that you liked a lot?
Oh, that I liked a lot. Well, I mean, I think what I liked a lot was the Obama speeches. I just think that they're good. Either they have great speechwriters or they're really good at collaborating with their speechwriters, but
That's all Barack. You know
they're
that, right?
they're
Yeah,
pres-
that you saw those couple of what do you call those documentaries on him?
Mhm.
He wrote a lot of his speeches his
Okay.
himself, and you know Yeah, so a lot of that is him, and he just has that charisma.
Yeah, and that I mean that's the thing. I feel like they can really get their base r- riled up, maybe, or call to action. And I think that they need to be doing these DNCs and and whatever uh what's for campaigns. They need to have them involved in all of them because I just think
Right.
that their speeches are just pretty moving.
Yeah.
Um,
What'd you think about old man Bill up there rambling?
I didn't watch the whole Bill Clinton speech. I
I
mean,
still can I see Bill and all I see is I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
I know he
Oh
made
my
a
god.
comment about Trump being older than him, and I'm like, you're still not making a great case right
Yeah,
now. Like,
right. It's
no offense.
yeah. Uh, I'm just like it's a trip to see, you know, how, I mean we all age, of course.
Yeah, yeah.
And being president of the United States ages you tremendously,
Oh yeah.
obviously, with all the stress, but is so very, you know, I guess eye-opening and just to see how he has aged.
Hmm.
I think we all remember Bill Clinton. My mother loved Bill Clinton,
Yeah.
because one, he was from Little Rock, Arkansas, her hometown, but also just he just was, just that handsome, handsome man, Not that he's not handsome anymore, but yeah, it's
Didn't
a
he
trip
play
to see.
saxophone too? Wasn't that something he used to do?
Yes, he did play the saxophone. Oh, Bill. It's called Bill, the first black president. Oh my God. Because and him going to McDonald's, yeah, that was a big thing. But yeah, it's a trip to see him now, a little older, just a little slower, but
Yeah, I wasn't
all
alive back then.
yeah, you were. But yeah, no, it was a very good convention. I liked John Legend and Sheila E. They
Mhm.
did that intro for Tim, and obviously they played Prince, Let's Go Crazy. Um,
Oh, did you see Pink and her daughter perform?
yes, yes. Our good friend Melanie was telling me that that was her daughter and that she's performed with her before.
Hmm.
And I didn't realize that. I mean, I'm a Pink fan, but I'm not a fanatic.
Yeah.
But I was like, "Oh my god, that was amazing." Yeah, that was beautiful. But
I was waiting for them to slingshot Pink up above the crowd like she does in her
right?
concerts.
Yes, that's the one thing I do know about her. So I was waiting for that too. It's like, is she gonna, shoot through the crowds or anything? But yeah, that was good. That was good. Um, and who else was on there? That was oh, they had like I think it was Kamala's nieces. They were on there. You see
Yes.
that?
Yeah.
Where they were like, "We're gonna teach you how to say our auntie's name." I was like, "Oh my god, that is so
Yeah,
amazing!"
that was cute.
Right. So no, it was really good. Very excited for the next couple of months to see how, it's all fun and games, but come down time to vote, that's where it is going to count. So, hopefully we
Hmm.
get the people out there to vote and again it's vote for the country and not just for your personal views on somebody or whatever. It's like you want the best person that's going to do the best job for us, and you know that's where I'm voting for. It's not just because Kamala Harris is from Oakland, California, and that she is who she is and a woman and all, but I do think that she can move our country forward.
Did you
And
like her story about living in what she call it, the flats of Oakland, not the hills?
I wouldn't know anything about that, but yes, I did. I did love that, and it was amazing because I obviously growing up in Oakland, I know where she was and
Hmm.
understanding that area and everything like that. So it's always a good thing to kind of know and be in touch with your candidate like that. I was like, oh yeah, know where she grew up and what she did. So
Yep.
that was, yeah, it was very great. Yeah. So
Excellent.
yeah, so
You've made me want to go vote tomorrow. I mean, that was a
well, you
beautiful
know,
speech.
there is early voting, so I think that
Yes.
starts in October. So, just make sure that if you do the early vote, get out there, or when you do, or what is it? I think you can get a day off to go vote, or at least half the day.
A lot of employers are now instating that, which is great. It should be
Yeah,
a national holiday or federal holiday, but
it should. And so I guess we'll be up again all night long as we did with
mm.
4 years ago when we were waking up going, "Did Georgia vote? Oh my God, what is
Yes.
it?" Right? So that's good.
And
That's
make
good
sure
stuff.
you check your registration in your state because certain states have been, knocking
Playing,
some people off their
playing,
registrations.
yep, they're
So,
playing the okey doke, trying to get, trying to lose people's stuff. So yeah, make sure you get that taken care of. So.
mhm.
All right. Well, I know that we probably took a lot of time out with that. Do we have any advice that you got for us?
Yes. So, once again, just a great reminder for everyone we are not professionals. Uh, take our advice, with a grain of salt, as they say. Even though we may not be trained professionals, what do you always say, Franklin?
We have life experience, and that leads us, and we're still here. So
Yeah, so far we're still here. If
so
you'd
far,
like to get any of your questions answered, please leave a message in the comments. You can DM us in any of our socials, so maybe one of your pressing concerns will be answered by us.
all right.
All right,
Let's get into
so
it.
yeah, so first one is called, or so the first one is by user Raspberry Kisses, and
Mm,
they titled their question with, I saw my two cousins make out and I'm freaking out. Yeah. So they go on to say, last night we had a family dinner and we kind of all sneaked in a few drinks. So it was the five of us and everyone started to get a bit tipsy. We were
that'll
all
do it.
lying in bed and talking about random stuff. And at one point, my two cousins started to hug each other, like cuddling. It felt weird at first, but I thought they were just being comfortable with each other. After a few minutes, when I looked up at them, they were making out on the bed in front of all of us. We all didn't know what to do, so we came out of the room and started freaking out. We split we split from there and went home. I just don't know
Uh,
what to do anymore. I feel really disgusted and confused. So the poster wanted to go on and say that everyone that was there, they were all first cousins that saw this, all on the same side of the family, and they were all over 18. I mean, what in the Kentucky is going on here?
uh, that's I, that's pretty. That's a little touchy. That one. First of all, same gender. Boy and girl, what are we doing here? They didn't say?
They didn't say. We're going to assume it was a boy and a girl.
Okay, I mean, cousins been hooking up for years with each
Mm.
other. Um, I would have felt a little bit more cringeworthy if it was a brother and a sister. Um,
Okay.
but you said first cousins.
They were all
I
first
mean,
cousins on the same
all
side of the family.
yeah. I mean, that's what happens, when you get liquor involved. But
You just start making
they
out with your cousin.
not any of my cousins, no. But, I think probably they had already had feelings for each other, if you think about it,
Oh,
because 'cause you're
yeah.
not just gonna start making out with somebody, unless you have those type of feelings for each other. I mean, you and I have gotten drunk, and I've just said, "I loved you," but we ain't made out
That you remember.
that I remember. But, oh, I mean, it's kinda gross, yeah, if you think about it, but hey, I for the advice, I would say, talk to them. I would just be like, "Hey, y'all, what's going on? And did you hook up after we left?" Because you guys all left instead of saying something about it, like, "Hey, sober up." But no, you guys left, and who knows what they did afterwards, until three-eyed baby Joe comes along. So no, I would confront them about it and just be like, "Hey, do we need to talk about this?" Because it made us feel uncomfortable. But yeah, that's a touchy subject. He
I
said, "Went into
mean,
Kentucky."
this is taking kissing cousins like quite literally.
Quite literally.
I mean, for me, I would say let's have a movie night, bring all the cousins over again and play something like The Hills Have Eyes or
A little horror.
a little Texas Chainsaw Massacre, be like, hey, this is where you're headed. You talk about Three-Eyed Baby Joe. Next thing you know, he's going to be asking for a skin suit for one of his birthdays and a chainsaw. I'm just
Oh my
saying. We all see how this all ends. So,
It doesn't end well.
taking your family tree to a family wreath at this point.
Oh my God, that's good stuff. Yeah, I think that they should go ahead and confront them about that one. Try to figure that out.
I mean, I wouldn't bring it up to the parents. I bring it up to
Oh
them.
no, yeah, no, I would just have a cousin night. Don't if they're 18 and older, they're legally adults, but still, that's kind of creepy.
Now,
You know,
imagine like you're their parents. It's on the same side of the family. So that means you have to go to your brother if your kids told you that your kids are making out and be like, yo, our kids were making out the other night.
just like we did 20 years ago.
No.
Oh my God. No, that's disgusting.
All right.
Oh yeah,
Well, let's move on.
definitely.
So, okay. Next one comes from Weekly Tax 6179. They say, I have a huge crush on a coworker. So I've got a pretty big crush on one of my coworkers, and I recently found out he doesn't have a girlfriend. There are a few of my coworkers that are dating engaged to other coworkers at my workplace. I know it's typically frowned upon. Any advice on how to let him know that I like him without gaining an icky reputation?
Well, ask your cousin who you just made out with.
If it's okay.
If it's okay, you start dating somebody else.
Outside the family.
Well, I mean, that one's a little just ask them out. I mean, and first of all, what kind of company is this that all of them are, it's like
Thank you.
Sodom and Gomorrah. They all up,
I say, why are they
dating
all
and
dating
married.
and engaged with each other? This sounds like a lot of drama for one workplace.
Exactly. So, but yeah, I mean, if she or he or they or them is that, you know, that infatuated with this person, go ahead, ask him out.
See,
Leave
I'm
it up.
going to say steer clear. I had a once wise superior tell me, Mr. Douglas, it's lonely at the top. And that's why I don't date or become friends with, except for a few exceptions, with people from work because it is lonely at the top if you want to make it up there.
you, you have to have some sort of fun at work. So, those 8, 10 hours got to go by somehow.
But, I've seen a lot of workplace relationships that work out. So,
and and we've seen a lot that haven't.
oh, tell me about it. That's a whole
That's a
different
different show.
podcast.
That's a different show.
Yes.
Okay. What else you got?
Yeah, okay. So we're gonna end on a really short one.
Okay.
This person, not behind the scenes, asks, "What should I avoid at the buffet? Give me one thing not to eat at the buffet."
Asparagus,
Really, asparagus? Why?
because your pee stinks afterwards.
That's, but that's even if you eat asparagus at home.
I know, but what if it's a dinner date? and now you're eating asparagus and there's no golden shower afterwards.
Uh,
And
As your date
and
looks at you and like checks that off the list.
okay, and then also don't eat shrimp.
Yes.
Don't eat any seafood or anything like that because you don't
Well,
know how that's going to turn out. Trust
yeah.
me, I know it turns out really bad.
Well, I say don't eat any of the plates, don't eat any of the napkins. And I
Okay,
was going to say seafood too. Avoid the
yeah,
seafood. You don't know
definitely.
how long that's been sitting there. If
And then
old
when you're
Bobby was
over,
like after
yeah, when
Bobby
you're
was making
over,
out with his cousin and then all starts filling up the tilapia.
mm,
Ugh.
yeah, you don't want to do that. So stay away from the seafood and the asparagus.
Got it. Well, thank you for your advice, Franklin.
Of course, I'm here for you anytime you need it. So, on that note, as always, it's been great, great fun. And if you have any advice or anything else that you want us to take on, please give us a shot, and we'll take that on for you.
And please, on our socials, on our videos, on the podcast, however you're watching this, like, share, subscribe. Like we said before, throw in a bad comment if you like. Throw a thumbs down, whatever. It's all it's all interactions. So, but help get the word out there and help
Spread the love.
spread the love.
Okay, not your legs. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.